Hi everyone. Welcome back to our current module, Module 3. And in this module, we are focusing on your last paper, which is your research-based argumentative paper. By now, you should have received from me, or you are in the process of receiving from me, feedback on your topic proposal. So what I wanted to go over right now is just some of the questions that I have seen based on the topic proposal and try to address those with everyone in the class. But if you still have questions when I finish, please continue to reach out to me. So first, let me just cover with you some of the basic minimum requirements for this assignment. The assignment itself must be 4 to 6 pages. I do prefer it to be within that, and that does not include your reference page. Now, if you do end up going over a little bit, that's okay, but the closer to 6 pages is my preference. So 4 to 6 pages. In addition to that, you do have to have at least 4 sources, and all 4 of these sources do have to come from our library. So we do have the librarian built into the class right now, and you should have been working through the library folder last week and continuing on this week, and ending it with the academic integrity quiz. So if you have not yet started that library folder is under our course resources. You can chat directly with the librarian, and it does take you step by step on how to use the library and how to find sources for your paper. The academic integrity quiz is also found under that course resources. So if you have questions about that, just let me know. And then the final minimum requirement is that this is MLA formatted. So those are the basics. Now let me talk about the structure itself. So as I mentioned, this is an argumentative paper, and this part was in your class notes. So in the argumentative paper, your goal is to work to persuade your audience that your point of view is logical and that they should agree with it. So to start with that, you should be developing an argument that specifically states in the thesis what your point of view is. Now, you want to do that, of course, by avoiding first person, and first person and second person should be avoided throughout this argument. You want to present an argument that's research-based through your sources, and that where you have specific reasons for your audience to be persuaded through the research. So your thesis itself should state your argument. Your argument should be very focused. You should have one specific plan in mind. So for instance, if you are going to be focusing on social media, well, one specific type of social media, or one specific group, or one specific type of argument when it comes to social media is going to make a stronger argument than just the general theme of social media. The more specific argument you have, the easier it's going to be to create your reasons, and then of course to create your research. So a focused argument. The body of your paper should be your reasons. Within each reason, you should be able to state the reason, explain the reason, and support the reason with evidence. If you are addressing the opposition, which it's encouraged for you to address the opposition, you do not address the opposition in the sense that this is a pros and then a cons or for or against. You're addressing the opposition because you're anticipating a counter argument, and you want to be sure that you are addressing that counter argument within your paper. So things like some people may think or others believe, and then you can address that directly in the paper and show why that's a weak argument, or why your argument contradicts that. And then finally, you want to be sure that the conclusion, of course, summarizes the argument that you have presented. So this is not just a research paper. You don't just want to present facts. You present the facts in support of an argument. And then, of course, this is a research argument, so you have to be sure that you are not just stating your opinion and that you are not presenting evidence to support that opinion. So how this is going to play out. You have gotten your topic proposals back now. This week you're working on your annotated bibliography. As I mentioned, all sources have to come from the library. Now, if you want to include sources in addition to the 4 library sources, that's fine. as long as they are credible sources. The reason why I make the requirement for the library is that you're going to find moving forward that that's what your instructors prefer in your classes. And it also just helps you when it comes to determining credibility. If you're using a library source, then you know that it's a credible source. But if you have a web page that you come across or a news article and you want to include it, that's fine as long as 4 of the sources are from the library. So for the annotated bibliography, you want to present all of your sources in MLA format, a full summary of that source. So a full summary means the author's main ideas restated, that you have summarized the main ideas presented, and then you offer a defense or a reasoning as to why you want to include that source in your paper. From there, you should also be working on your outline and your draft, because this next couple weeks are going to go really quickly. This is the part of the class that really starts to speed up. So I'm going to start encouraging you to start your drafting. Now would be a good time to create an outline. You can send it to me. You can ask me if I think that this is moving in the right direction. Keep in touch with me. Keep asking me for more feedback, because unlike your previous essays, we're not going to have a peer review time. So it's really important that if you have questions that you reach out to me as you draft, since I'm not going to have a chance to really look at those rough drafts before you hand in your final. So any questions, again, you can email me or feel free to give me a call if you'd rather talk to me. But hopefully you have a good week, and I will talk to all of you soon.